If you think that you can't have a tense, really well-acted mystery on an airplane, you'd be wrong. Non-Stop was directed by Jaume Collet-Serra, I know I'm pronouncing that name wrong, and starred Liam Neeson and Julianne Moore, and essentially tells the story of an air marshal, an alcoholic air marshal, played by Liam Neeson, who's on a plane when he starts receiving strange texts from an unknown number on a secure network that pretty much says, every 20 minutes that I don't have $150 million wired into my account, I am going to kill someone on the plane. That's pretty much the surface description. That's about as much as you can get from the trailer. I don't really want to say much more than that because it's a very in-depth movie. It has a lot going on and it's really hard to predict. It's pretty unpredictable, and that was what made it really good. To start off, I'm not a Liam Neeson fan, but I don't hate Liam Neeson. He can be either one for me. And in this movie, I did very much enjoy Liam Neeson. I thought he really did do a good job of gathering sympathy, just really embodying just the what the hell is going on aspect of this movie, because it's bizarre. It's just like, it doesn't really make sense. There were several of the other like minor passengers on the plane. They were all good. All the ones that were like supposed to be characters, they were all actually pretty good. Usually in a movie like this, when they're supposed to not really be main characters, they can just get anyone to play them, but they actually got good actors. I recognized a few, not really by name, but I could recognize them from a few other things. But the acting kind of takes a back seat, because what's important here is the plot and the suspense, and it really, really does deliver, because I had no idea what was going to happen next. The entire time, I pretty much had this expression on my face. Because I was literally thinking the entire time, I'm like, what could possibly happen? Or like, who did this? Or why they do this? Or how'd they do it? It was so mentally stimulating. Like, I was very into it the entire time. Like, I could not get pulled out of it. I didn't check my time once. The director, who I've never seen any of his movies, I'm not even going to try pronouncing his name again, mostly because I forget what it is. But I actually did enjoy his style. He had a good way of making it feel condensed, made it feel claustrophobic, but also it didn't feel like the camera's in your face this whole time. There's only one or two angles. It had a very wide view, and I really, really liked the way he did that. Another minor thing that probably a lot of people won't notice, but I absolutely loved, is the way they did texting in this movie. Now, usually when you see in a TV show or like a movie, they'll literally like pick up their phone and then all you see is in big letters the text that they got. It's like, that's not how phones work. But I like kind of how they had the phone and then they had like the messages floating in the air so you could read. I thought that was cool. I'm sorry. The only problem I really had with it, there were a few plot holes, which was to be expected. There weren't any major ones. Like, I didn't really mind any of them. There's like probably 2 or 3 things that after the movie I'm like, wait, that didn't really make a ton of sense. And who was behind it was awesome, but the reasoning was a little bit flimsy. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like oh, that's a great motivation. But I liked it. It was fine. So I was very, very pleasantly surprised by this movie. It was thrilling. It was well written. It was well acted. It just was very, very unpredictable, and it looked nice. Cinematography was great. Everything about this really worked. The only thing that really was working against it was a little bit of the writing, but I was very surprised by this, and I'm going to give Non-Stop an A-. Yeah, definitely go check it out. It was really, really worth it, and I was not expecting to like it this much. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.